17th, we've got a new moon at 26 degrees and 53 minutes of Pisces. Now, new moons usually are new beginnings. And whilst this new moon does have some new beginnings associated to it, excuse me, I also feel that this is a time of completions. Because Pisces, not only it's the last sign of the zodiac, but we're also almost at the end of Pisces, almost 27 degrees of Pisces. So we're coming to the end of a cycle. We're coming to the end of winter for those who live in the northern hemisphere, and the end of summer in the southern hemisphere. So it's a shift point. But because there is so much Pisces energy in the air, sun and moon of course, but we've got Chiron also conjunct to this sun and moon, and Neptune not quite conjunct, but still energizing this whole stellium of planets in Pisces. So what does this mean? Well, we've had Chiron in Pisces since 2010. And Chiron is known as the wounded healer. It's the link between Saturn, the lessons that you go through this lifetime, your restrictions, your limitations, your feeling of separation, feeling of not being good enough sometimes, your responsibilities, your burdens. And it's the bridge to Uranus, which is freedom, independence, quirkiness, your individuality, and yet at the same time being a magical piece of the whole. So you've been going through, many of you, deep healing. Healing of trauma, healing of grief, sadness especially. Neptune has to do with tears. But also anger and things that you've gone through where you felt like a victim. And there's been a learning process of dealing with victim and abuser energy during this transit of Chiron through Pisces. But next month, Chiron will go into Aries, which is a whole different new energy. And I will cover that in future videos. But this felt important to say to you, hey, notice how far you've come along your healing journey. And know that this is an opportunity now to surrender, to release, to let go, and to allow this higher octave of love that Neptune represents, this compassion and this feeling of connectedness with everybody and with everything. So it's trine to Jupiter in Scorpio. Even more water energy. This is really helpful. Jupiter here, trine, this brings great wisdom. It brings you an opportunity to really be able to help others through what you have learned. And it also enables you to have a new perspective on your emotions, on how you deal with your emotions. And at the time of this new moon, I haven't put that in there, it is in fact square to Mars in Sagittarius. So you might find irritating moments coming up. Things where you go, "Arr!" Happened to me recently. I came home, it was dark, it was raining, come to my underground parking and somebody's in it. There's nothing I can do, it's late at night and I'm thinking, So it's difficult to park where I live, and it took me a long time. I had to park miles away. And then I thought, and all that time I was listening to my mind going, how could he do that? Inconsiderate, bastard, you know, all those things that I noticed were coming up. And then I thought, what good is that doing me? Is that healing my body? Or is that aggravating my body? So I allowed those thoughts because I can't say they weren't there. But I just thought to myself, there's just nothing I can do about it right now late at night. So let's just have a Piscean moment and surrender And maybe he needed that spot more than I did. Maybe he had an emergency situation that he had to deal with that I don't know about. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So it would be really good to remember the time of this new moon, to give people the benefit of the doubt, and that nobody really, at the depths of them, wants to hurt another person. At least that's what I believe. Maybe that's a belief, but it's what I feel deep down in the soul of a person. There are other habits and behaviours that come up. Yes, I'm not denying that doesn't exist, but I think underneath it all, it's just from somebody who's already been traumatised that they create that same pattern. So when are we going to break these old negative behaviour patterns, thinking patterns? That's what's available here at the time of this new moon. Now, you might also be feeling a little bit lost, a little bit aimless. We've got all this Piscean energy which sort of often walks around in a bit of a daze. Visions, dreams, things going on, and no concrete action yet. But just to let you know, this moon is an in-between point, because at the same time we've got Venus, Mercury and Uranus all in Aries, raring to go, ready to move ahead. So you've got these two energies at the time of this new moon, the energy of surrendering, releasing, letting go, and then this new possibilities, new shoots, spring coming, a new season coming. Even if it's fall, it's new, it's different. New colours, new flavour, new taste. And so those are the energies that you're going to be working with. So a sense of some new beginnings, just peeping through, and the importance of letting go and surrendering to whatever is, in fact, happening to you. So thank you very much for listening. I've decided that in the spirit of this new moon in Pisces, I'm going to compose something, but I'm going to improvise it without preparing. Well, that is improvising, duh, it's very Piscean. And just let's see what happens. I'm going to give you what I feel inside me is the flavour musically of this new moon in Pisces. Thank you as always for joining me and for your comments and sharing and liking. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. Bye for now.